And we're back to the 2015 Asia Cup ITSF right here in Sunway Pyramid. And we have one of our guests, Sam, all the way from Singapore. Hi, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
All right. Tell us about your involvement with the sports back home, and how did you come about to hear about this tournament right here in Malaysia?
Okay, well, I started playing foosball when I was a kid in America, and I'm a teacher at a college in Singapore, and they didn't have a CCA, a co-curricular activity, and so I started one about 4 or 5 years ago, and we got funding for 4 tables. We're now up to 8 tables, and every year we get 100 new students that want to play, and today I've brought our 15 finalists, and so far so good.
Excellent, 15 finalists. All right. Tell us about your experience and the opinion of this tournament so far.
Well, I'm personally, just as a coach and observer, nervous. And
You're not playing?
Oh, not playing, not today. But the students are very excited. I've had several come to me after their first round and say, I want to do every match so I can play as much and practice as much. And in part, maybe that's because they're realizing that the level of competition here is very high, and they're just incredibly excited, which is, for me, that's a dream come true. That's why we came. We wanted to up our game. We wanted to see how the players are, what's out there, and that's what we're doing so far in the last 3 hours.
Is this your first time here in Malaysia for a tournament?
Yes, it is. I did hear about a tournament in like 2003. I was on business and I said, oh, that sounds interesting. And I was really happy to see that. I think it's been going on every year since then. And I'd like to make this a regular school trip.
Excellent. What are the tables you normally play with in Singapore, and what's your preference?
Well, we have 6 Garlandos, and when we buy tables, it's not just straightforward, easy, I want to buy this brand, because we're a government school, we have procurement guidelines. In the last, about a year ago, when I decided we're going to come here, I personally bought a Fireball table. And it doesn't matter what I think, but all the students are in love with the Fireball table. And then Martin Tong lent us his Tornado table. And the school is very nice. We have a private room, so it's not open to the public. The other 6 tables are played 12 hours a day, 5 days a week. But these 2 tables are in a special room for our members and our top players only. And to answer your question, I talk too much, but everybody, I think, prefers actually, I don't think they prefer the Fireball table. It's much more technical. It has a better feel. It's too bad because we have 6 Garlandos, but they prefer the Fireball, and hopefully in the future we can get more.
You should. Do you think your team have learned something over the weekend, and do you think they have the determination to keep it up all the way?
Well, I know for a fact they have the determination, or they wouldn't be here. Because the change in schedule, a lot of the students are in internships, and so we had to write to their companies and ask for their release for this weekend. And we took a bus all night, arrived at 5 a.m., and tomorrow night at 10:30 we're going to take a bus back to Singapore and arrive at 2 a.m. And then most of us, including me, are going to work on Monday. Now ideally this tournament would be during the holidays. We take 5 days, have a nice time. But so our students are definitely going to meet the challenge, and I think what they're learning is they're learning how to perform under pressure. They're learning teamwork, and they're getting good socialization. And as a teacher interested in developing them personally as well as academically, I couldn't ask for a better venue and a better setup than this to teach them those 2 things.
That's great. So I'm guessing your players and your students and the whole foosball community in Singapore will be joining in more tournaments, not just Malaysia, maybe Asia and around the world?
I hope so. I only get the students for about 2 years, and then what they do afterwards is up to them. But already we have some students playing on their own free time outside of school, and it's an ongoing process. We got 100 new students and lose 100 new students every year. But the good news is that people are playing foosball on 7, 8 tables every day, and there's certain things you can control, and there's certain things you just have to let happen. And I'm very happy to see that they really love the game.
And I believe your love for foosball will not end too, right?
Oh, no.
Until like rheumatism kicks in or something like that. And that was Sam, all the way from Singapore. Good luck and have fun. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.